What is up, everybody? Today we're back for another episode of Orb on the Movements of the Earth. We are on episode 22 with a pretty sad sounding title already. Neither of you will be known to history. So I'm assuming the context between or behind that line is going to be, two people are going to sacrifice their lives for this cause, and the person who survives that they're sacrificing their lives for is going to say this line or something about how even though they're doing something so meaningful, it's not going to be known to history, and they'll be okay with that. And it'll be known to us, the viewers, that it happened in this fictional timeline, and that's where the emotional catharsis will come from, I guess. So without further ado, we are going to jump into Orb, episode 22. I'm pressing play in 3, 2, 1. So we last ended off with basically the knights, or not, they're not knights, they're people with swords getting ready to sacrifice themselves to fight the knights that are coming so Draka can get away. What does he mean by that? Is he gonna personally lead her away? Or is he staying back to fight too? It's kind of weird because they were kind of vocally against it before, but then I guess. And now she's being this pensive about it, even though she had the balls to just like propose it pretty boldly. Something new to sell. Maybe she'll write the story of badass 20 knights who took on 100, not knights, why I keep calling them knights, 20 heretics that fought 100 knights or something. Or, I don't know, maybe we got a bunch of phrase that don't care at all. Let's see how rousing this death speech for them is. Alright, I give you the courage to stand by your convictions by telling you that I will surely be out there to fulfill my duty, my end of the mission. So please do yours as well. It isn't a matter of who is dying first. We're both going to fulfill our end, and that's really all it is. Time is a flat circle, orb. Doesn't matter that you're first. We're still going to go through the same thing. So she is parting ways with every one of them except for Schmidt, it seems, but the episode title is Neither of You Will Be Known to History. So if this is someone saying this line, which is the pattern in this show, it's usually someone's lying, she has to be saying this to 2 other people. So who is the second one going to be other than Schmidt? She's not going to be here to witness the rest of them dying. I don't know why, but I kind of assume with the way the storytelling style is that all of them definitely will die in this battle, even though that's like realistically the odds are that like at least one or a few will survive, right? Unless they all get slaughtered by the opposing party, I guess. Is this Ash? Ooh, the resolve scares him. It's a different kind of fear from wild animals that don't know what resolve means. This is the fear that humans induce upon each other. Bro, let me teach you. Let me try to get you into the joys of sunbathing before I permanently die here. What's going on here? Are they just hiding out? I thought the plan was to run. I mean, by the end of her character arc, she probably will turn over to enjoy basking in the sunlight and getting over her father's death, so to speak. These fuckers and their crossbows. I'm assuming that the knight that they crossed paths with already and gave the mantle to is part of these. Is he gonna get any lines or screen time? Oh damn, they got like shields and shit. Phalanx. Oh! It's an actual phalanx. Yo, come on, they actually have chances of winning. Testudo.
答えるな。あの陣形は白兵戦に弱い。だから。
接近しろ。
Oh.
白兵戦に持ち込むんだ。
Oh, why does the Inquisitor get to
来るぞ。
yell out the commands? He has no battle experience. I thought Nowak was special. Wait, did I see that right? The background shot was just them like waving like toy swords. Oh. Oh, okay, that's their plan. They flanked them, stole 2 horses, and ran away.
あっちはおとりか。荷車を切り離して馬だけにしろ。足君。
Oh, he's chasing after them. Wait, what's going on?
まあ、これは私の仕
Was he asking Ash to accompany him for some
こ
reason?
こは任せたぞ。
And Ash was too scared to go?
そう追いつかれる
Oh, what if Nowak is the other one that she says the line to?
私は自らの選択を恐れたことがなかった。すべては神が決めた運命に従うだけだと思っていたからだ。だが、今初めて怖い。
Whoa, why?
君の成功を祈る。
Yo, it's the odds of her being able to do anything, even if she survives, like this impossible mission. I really don't see it. Maybe I'm overlooking something. Nowak is so old now. I don't think he has the combat prowess to beat Schmidt. That's probably why he has a decent amount of fodder.
私は君の仲間を大勢殺した。
He's sweating.
動機は私の信仰上の理由だ。
Why is he scared
しか
though?
し、その信仰が私の中で揺らいでいる。
Why?
もう君たちを殺す正当性はない。しかしそれでも君を殺す。動
I'm
機は私の
scared to kill you, but I'm gonna kill you with all my might because I'm selfish.
言ってんだ。狂いたしや。
I kind of hope they give us context on why he feels this way, though. Like maybe Frey's betrayal maybe made him waver in his trust, or something. Give me something. Oh man, he's dead.
地獄へ落ちろ。
Oh! Are you fucking kidding me?
自分の血で溺死とは地動説信者にふさわしい惨めな運命。
Nowak's still a fucking fiend.
しかし、私が選んだ。
Alright. Go out like a G, Schmidt. Damn, Nowak's still pretty spry as an old guy, being able to sneak up on like that. I'm glad that they at least made him sneak up and do a killing move, like a mercenary, and not like have him straight up enduring combat and like being able to match his strength and endurance.
証明書は
They had the authorization, didn't they? That's not what authorization is it? That's a bribe. Oh, Anthony! The coward who ran away.
なんだ、私の眠りの邪魔をするとは。
訪問者です。大切な話がある。
So this is the person she was going to talk to.
どんなやつだ。
女です。
If he's the bishop,
移動民族のもの
shouldn't
かと。
his dwelling be more sophisticated? Unless this is just like some inn that they came to rest. Okay, they met before, so I guess I should have maybe saw it coming that he's the one that she wanted to meet.
話とはなんだ。
But this is
未来
ballsy.
です儲け話
Oh, right, because they did have that kind of exchange where Anthony, whether he wanted to admit it or not, was impressed with her
私が話を。
with her intellect and cunning. But how is she going to convince the lead church guy to help publish something that contradicts the church's teaching? Unless she thinks that it can be pivoted in a way where they can take credit for new ground and frame it in a way that it doesn't contradict with God for the most part. Fuck, we lost Schmidt! Are they gonna show us
で、どうや
the
って
rest of the heretics dying
端
fighting?
的にお話しします本です私はこの先物の個人所有が進んで本が売れる時代が来ると思う
I also can't really buy that
市民は宗教で娯
this
楽を欲してい
random
る
nomad girl
大道芸から処刑に至る貪るように群がる彼らの熱気を知っ
is
てる
the
でしょ
only person they have
みんな刺激に飢えても
come across that
そこで
could think
本で
of something like this.
文字は
Like the
思
church
考に直接届く表現
should have like a whole division of people giving thought to this.
時間も場所も選ばないから便利だし
And it's like
活版
not
印刷を用いた本の複製は安
if
価
the
で
printing press is already invented, it's not like these would be like
もし火がつけば
hot takes from
莫大
some
な利益が
genius
生まれる。
about how
そこで
profitable they can be.
あなたにぜひ協力してほしい。印刷機の使用と本の発行許可を
So
もらいたい
yeah,
ん
in
で
that
す。
regard, I feel
必
like
ずや損は
it's
さ
a
せません
bit。unrealistic how they're making Draka
でその
be
本の
framed
内
as
容は
someone so special.
それが問題
Is she gonna pretend she's
宇
publishing?
宙論的な一つの思案と自然に対する
Oh
ある
shit, she's being
仮説で
honest.
平たく言うと地球の運動についてです。
I thought she was just gonna pretend that she was gonna
Anyway,
fix other
Ethan,
stuff
so desu ka?
and then eventually use her position over time to
お
publish
話し
that
したい
one.
のはここから。
But she's boldly just
考
going.
えてみてください。
What is she proposing?
地動説が弾圧された前例を聞いたことがありますか？果たしてこの説は本当に異端なのですか？
Okay, yeah, that's kind of what I thought.
当然異端だ
She's gonna
冗談の大
somehow
概にしろ時間を損したよ
frame it as
君を
Sealer's
監
a
獄
way
に
to
送る
not
前
be
に教えてや
blasphemy.
るが自動説はかつて私の父が何人も裁いた弾圧のため
He kind of hated his dad though.
しかし確かに
Oh,
よそで弾圧の話は聞いたことがない
やっぱり言葉の印象が先行し、誰もが恐れ敬遠する。私も初めて知った時危ういと思う。
wait, but it feels like the story now is just gonna end
神の
with
想像に抵触する話題通なら避けて通せ。
almost like history
こ
just
れを理由に裁くことも可能でしょう。慎重になるべき。
just the pure passage of time is gonna make the end goal possible.
逆に慎重になりさえすれば必ずしも禁止されるべきものではないのではないですか。そしてそれは刺激的な娯楽の題材になりませんか。
要するに君の考えでは地動説が異端かどうかは時の権力者の裁量によっていくらでも変わるというわけ
そうです。
Damn, is this?
分かった
It's interesting too
ただ一つ理
because
解しておけ私は風向き次第ではいく
is
らでも
is this
君を
what Rafal, Otzi, Badene, Yolenta would have wanted
という
to
ことは
use their
落ち着け
greatest enemy that
肝心
murdered
の
their
利
friends
益
and
の
stuff
分配は
to be the one to get credit for the stuff?
5対5で。
Why did she have to use her fingers
冗
for
談
that?
言うな私の歩み寄りを考えろ8対2だ
Honestly, with how corrupt their organization is, he could just like
わかりました。
take all of it if he wanted, really, with the
話はまとまったな
power balance.
ありがとうございます。
So this is the plan that she told the heretics as well, so they
学
know.
校に際して一通手紙を出したいのですが、いいでしょうか。
では私の電書鳩を使え
What the hell? Why would they do this? The church?
何者だ。
異端捜査に協力して
I would expect Anthony to be like Badeni levels of
容疑者
callous.
の足跡を追ったら
Like
ここへ
he would probably read that message she wants to send before he goes in the carrier pigeon and burn it behind her
そういえ
back
ば
or
さっ
some
き
shit.
女が
女どこへ向かった
教会の方へ。
はい
Huh. So the heretics
ここらで強い酒を売ってる店はないか
agreed to the plan for the most part, even though they said no at first, knowing that she wanted to go to Anthony of all people. Interesting. Hmm. This might be the funniest scene. Oh shit, the guy that fucked him over. Damn, Nowak is so involved with the story until the
今
very
はこ
end.
こで司教をされてるので、私はノバクです。昔異端審問官を。
ああ覚えてる
その女から離れてください。危険です。そいつは異端者だ。指導説の。
Holy shit, is Nowak gonna get the
Oh.
most pitiful ending?
おーって指導説ですよ。あなたのお父様が特に警戒してらした。覚えてるでし
Oh,
ょ。
his life is gonna be shattered now that the church who made him do all that shit is just gonna go like, oh, it's okay, heliocentrism is fine.
何黙ってるんです。おい、そんな冗談だろ。まさかあんたこの異端に。
一つだけ
He
聞かせ
doesn't
て
even know he was the one that tortured his daughter, got him fired.
何が問題だと思う
はそんなの宇宙論は神の創造に関わる問題で詳しいこと。
Oh shit, he doesn't know shit about it. He's
随分曖昧だな
He's ignorantly believing this all the time. Is this the most poetic ending for his
分かってない
story?
ならはっきり言おう
All that shit he did?
人を異端と呼び拷問し殺すならその理由に正当性があるのかくらいは
Oh,
自
the
分で
most.
調べる行動に責任を持て
That's the deepest burn you could deliver to him.
そうだ。確か聖書にも
血は固く捉えられ動かされることは
This is crazy because
世
we
界は
want
固く据えられ決して揺らぐことはない
we want to hate Anthony because of
今
what
ざ
he's
っと
done.
思い
He's
当
a
たる
piece
の
of
は
shit,
ここら辺か
but he's on
し
the
か
right
し
side of
冷静
history
に
at the
考える
moment.
とわかるがこれらは地動説を排斥する絶対的根拠にはならないぞというのも地動説なんてものは単に一つの仮説に過ぎないか唯一の真理と主張するのは危ういかもしれんが単純に数学的過程
Honestly, it almost feels like this episode should have been the one that was
一体それ
titled
に
"The World
何
Times
の
Are
問題
Changing."
があるまあもし万に一つ大地が実際に動いているとしてもその前提で聖書を読み直し再解釈に努めるのが我々の役目だがな新しい意見や発見を拒絶
It's honestly
するのでは
crazy that he was able to
検
come
討
up
してよ
with
り
this
聖書への理解を深め
explanation and
そういう姿勢が
TED Talk
今
pretty
信仰
much
に最も必
like
要
just
なのだ
moments after
それに
Draka
むしろ
proposed the idea in
太
the
陽
first
が中心
place.
であるという地動説の考えは三位一体の自然学的な裏付けとも捉えられこれは神学的にも神を称える素晴らしい気づき
Dude, NOWAK'S life is in shambles. He's in shambles. Okay, I can kind of see
あなたの
a
父は
way out of this though. Not a way out, but
私の父は
a
宇宙論に
redemption
厳し
for
かっ
him
たな
is
理
if
由は知らんが
after he
し
accepts
かし
the
君も知
publication
ってるだろう
happening,
が彼もその昔
he
天文をやっていた
kind
ら
of
しい
befriends or has a conversation with Draka who tells him all about
とする
Yolenta.
と何か挫折を経験して空への承継は劣等感へと変わってしまったのかもしれないな
I also kind of wish they at least gave us a
私が推測すること
cameo
の顛末はこうだ
of the original bishop or his dad. Oh, there, there we go.
宇宙論に
Oh,
特別
right.
厳し
He
い
was
権
the
力
one
者がいて
to.
運悪く彼の管轄内で地動説を研
He
究
was
し
the
た
one
者
who
たち
gave
が
the Inquisitors the little initiation speech.
人々は地動説は禁忌だという
Okay, so yeah, we
物語を
did get. I
信
guess
じ
we
る
did
よう
get a
になる
glimpse of how obsessed he
そ
was.
してその汚れ仕事は修道会出身の通常の異端審問官ではなく外部の者つまり
It
傭
was
兵上がりの君
contracted
に委
out.
託された
Is that why? Is that a
も
sign?
しそうだとしたら
Is
こ
that?
の騒動は教会や人々の信仰を守る聖
Oh
戦
wow,
などで
that's
はな
actually a
く
really good
一部の
detail.
人間が起こしたただの勘違いだったとい
Okay,
う
I'll
こと
comment
に
that on the end because this episode's almost over. But I really love that detail.
勘違いで済まされるものか
I wonder if he's gonna try to kill Anthony. Honestly,
フベルト、ラファ、オクジ
Hubert.
地動説で処刑されたもの
Oh, he's standing up
私は確
for
かに
the
殺
people
した
he killed. The poetic justice. The bad guy who was who was present in the story the whole time is now sticking up for the people he's been
それ
guilt-ridden over.
彼らの記録が
全部非公開処刑だろそもそも全て25年以上前記録が残ってるかも怪しい
This is a great,
思い返せば
great
もう
unexpected turn in the story.
君の宇宙論関係は非公開処刑が多すぎたまあ私は用心深いついさっき君の記録が残ってるか調べさせ
Just
見
now.
つけ次第処分しろと
He thought of that now, even though he hasn't even
明日
seen
の朝には
Nowak in
何もかも消え
decades.
るだろう
He's still that clerical with it. My whole life has been a lie. I should have stayed a mercenary.
本当に
I could have been Robin Hood.
地動説の迫害を実行したのは私だけ
Oh, that is crazy. If only he had social media to find out what the rest of the world was doing. That doesn't really make sense, though. I mean, he was.
他の場所に生まれていれば他の時代に生まれていれば
Is he gaslighting him a bit right now? Because obviously, all of the
し
heretics
かしそうは
were
ならない
scared of being
それが運命
persecuted.
というもの
So there was obviously other inquisitors, and we saw other
受け入れる
inquisitors.
しかない
Is it trying to say none of them were doing it to the
君
extent
が担
as
当
him?
した異端者たち君らは歴史の登場人
Oh,
物じゃ
there's
ない
the line. So neither of you use as in parties, like heretics as a entity and party. Okay, episode of wow, great turn in the story. It's very unique drama unfolding. So that's great. Very unconventional, very unique. What I wanted to comment on is I really like that detail about because like when we first if you're like a really nitpicky person, you'll maybe ask this question of why would an ex-mercenary like NOWAK be the one to put in charge of dealing out the what the fuck are they called again? Why am I blanking right now? Inquisitor operations. Like why was he the main one? And now, after so long, it's like it might have been like a little question we had in the back of our mind since the beginning of the series when he was first introduced and said he was a former mercenary. And I love that now it's just like in the midnight hour, 11th hour of the story, the writer is like kind of flexing and going, you know what, I'm gonna answer that little question that might have been on your mind too, with along with all these reveals that there's a perfect explanation for that, and it's because the bishop was like, he had a personal vendetta because of his own failed research, and he developed that inferiority complex. So he was very fervent about this, which you could argue that Anthony is, he even admitted himself here that he's kind of speculating. So there's that. And then he also might be kind of gaslighting. Wow, I'm blanking a lot right now. I'm forgetting his name. NOWAK right here. I can see that being the case because he's probably maybe doing this also as like a trial run exercise to proof of concept Draka's proposition that they try to frame heliocentrism as not blasphemous. So he's kind of trying to do that right now with his first target. But regardless of that, we did see, thank you, the little flashback here for reminding me that we did see the original bishop, whose name I forget. They just said it, but I forget. We got a pretty good idea of how fervent he was about it. Almost obsessive, unhealthily obsessed with heretics when he was giving the, like, basically inauguration speech for the new inquisitors. So yeah, it's great that they showed that he had a very personal, obsessed complex about that. So it makes sense that he would hire a mercenary, kind of like a third-party contract, like he said, to handle that affair as a little side project of his, side obsession, and not like their usual resources. And yeah, that blends, it ties into the kind of full-on existential crisis NOWAK here is having about being the quote-unquote only one who what was the verb that they used? Like, whatever better word they used for punish the heretics. So that was great. What the confusing part for me a bit is that, like I said earlier, obviously that isn't the case depending on how you kind of interpret it or emphasize it. He wasn't the only one punishing heretics, obviously. There were other inquisitors. All of the heretics kind of operated under the notion that they couldn't do it publicly, and if they did, they would be tortured and stuff. So I'm kind of wondering to what extent that they mean that, because it feels like the story writing is saying that as true and not framing it as Anthony kind of trying to gaslight NOWAK. But how true do they mean it to be is my question. Could it just be that NOWAK was the only one who got that much permission from the bishop to be that cruel to them and burn them alive, or give the order to burn them alive in secret, apparently, not published? Which is also kind of weird to me. I guess I'm kind of being nitpicky here because I'm remembering the line that NOWAK said about how every time he tortured them, he would use this cruel torturer demeanor and talk to them, where he said, "Don't worry, you're safe as long as you're here. My job isn't to kill you. I want you alive to talk." Then he would be like, "Well, of course, though, you're gonna die afterwards. But that part's not my job. I'm just here to find out whether what the truth is. And then I'll send you the people who are responsible, or it's their job to kill you or burn you alive." If that's true, why would there be other people whose job is to burn them alive if this is kind of a whole secret operation and the bishop was giving NOWAK kind of like the authority to do it in secret, and it wasn't being published, their executions and stuff like that? Yeah, why would they involve like official, I don't know, like hangmen or like burn alive men or whatever to enact that for them? Then if I remember correctly, also, didn't they kind of imply or explicitly show rather during Raphael's storyline that there were some people who were like publicly burned alive? Like Raphael walked past like a public site where someone was burned alive, if I remember correctly. So I don't know if that kind of contradicts this part about Anthony saying those executions were all done in private. This is pretty crazy to me. I really like how unexpected this was in terms of culminating NOWAK's storyline here. Let's skip back a bit. This is a very eventful episode because, yeah, I almost completely forgot that this is the same episode that Schmidt died, unfortunately. His death, I actually kind of feel like he could have gotten a more screen time in his death. a more ceremonious death maybe. Yeah, that was pretty sad. I kind of wanted to see also the rest of the heretics getting a little fight action maybe, and Lebowski or whatever his name is getting some last words if he did die. I don't know how I feel about Draka. I was kind of going into it during the episode, but the plan here, I don't know if I feel okay with it. Obviously, in the historical sense, even if they're dead, Otzi, Bedeni, Yolenta, probably their opinion would be to give this the green light if it means the success of their mission, even if it means using their enemy who killed them and their friends as the one to do it and get credit for it, arguably. But yeah, kind of deep inside, it makes you kind of feel wrong that they have to do it this way. And Draka is the one who proposed it and is going about doing it. So I don't know how that makes me feel about them. They're obviously doing it with a good intention too, because they're inspired by Yolenta. I wonder if she's remembered her uncle's words at all ever since she has kind of come attached to Yolenta, because that would be a really cool detail as well to symbolize that she no longer considers the uncle the biggest parental figure in her life to think back upon for advice, and can do that with Yolenta instead now, because obviously he ended up betraying her in the end, and like it's kind of someone you kind of don't want to be the biggest inspiration in your life. But if I'm remembering correctly, I think she did think about the uncle's words again, even after talking to Yolenta and becoming friends with her, so to speak, when she was learning about Schmidt or Lebowski or whatever his name is, their life story. I think she remembered his line about like conviction or think about things through. And honestly, it's not bad advice. Like, it's probably permanently useful advice, but yeah. Yeah, so where can we go here with NOWAK? I think this is probably the lowest he can go, honestly. We thought the lowest was when he became a drunkard thinking Yolenta was dead, but this here is basically tearing apart the fabric of his life history. Basically, Anthony pretty much just said to his face, you were doing shit without even bothering to know if it was right, so your life has been a lie. So tackle that on top of him losing his daughter, because now he knows that it was his actions that inadvertently supported the mindset that got his daughter killed, and it wasn't even doing good in any other department, so to speak. So I can maybe see in the next episode, maybe they'll show him really desolate over that, but I'll consider that as part of the same story development. So I think this development is the lowest he can go. So if he does get kind of a redemption or closure, it'll probably, I'm gonna guess that it's from maybe having an interaction with Draka and learning about his daughter. Okay, guys, I think that's all I had to say about this episode, which was great. We're gonna go right into the next one, so I'll see you in the next reaction. Thanks for watching. Peace out.